Chosen ones, the truth is being revealed in ways you can't deny. The video you saw is not a coincidence. It's a glimpse into the power you hold within, something that should have been impossible. Your spirit form gliding effortlessly, passing through barriers like air, unhindered by physical laws. Security footage captured it, something the guards didn't expect, something no one could have imagined. What's even more disturbing? While your physical body slept peacefully at home, your spirit was elsewhere, walking through steel, phasing through doors, existing in two places at once. This reality can't be ignored. You are more than what you see in the mirror. Elon Musk, a visionary of the new age, knows this power, and he sees what others cannot. The future is being shaped by those like you, chosen ones with abilities far beyond the ordinary. The shift has begun, and as the world catches up, your true power will be recognized by those who understand it. The only question is, will you rise fully into your potential? The time has come. They looked for logical reasons, retrieved infrared images, and looked for problems. There were none. Their technology was never designed to measure what their cameras captured. You've always had a thin layer between worlds. The power to live beyond what other people see. The déjà vu moments that weren't really déjà vu. And the way your dreams seem more real than the real world are all things you've experienced throughout your life. You have always been traveling in two dimensions. They have evidence now, and they're not sure whether they should feel amazed or afraid. The video was sent to superiors by security experts. In meetings behind closed doors, executives murmured. When scientists realized their most sophisticated monitoring was unable to explain what they had just seen, they started to panic. They developed tracking, monitoring, and control technologies over many years. Rather, they discovered something they couldn't understand. What frightens them the most is this. What else are you capable of if you can walk through steel and their cameras can't capture you? This was not an isolated incident. This served as a warning, a reminder that you are not subject to their regulations, that you are not constrained by bodily attributes, and that you were never intended to be confined. They are aware now. They are also observing, but not in the manner they had in mind. You're not being watched for the first time. They are. They repeatedly view the video, which shows a humanoid moving through steel-reinforced barriers without any heat signature, biometric match, or logical explanation. They first believed it to be a bug, a damaged file, or a lighting trick. However, no. This is true. The stillness is broken by a general clearing his throat. Could someone please clarify what the heck we're seeing? Because no one has an answer, nobody talks. They spent decades building tracking systems driven by AI, improving surveillance technology, and producing weapons that could eliminate any danger posed by humans. You've now destroyed their whole structure. A Pentagon officer presses his knuckles on the table as he leans forward. They send in their greatest paranormal researchers and physicists because they need to know what they're dealing with. They search through old books, initiatives that have been declassified, and experiments with black budgets. Nobody can define you, however, because classification was never intended for you. Human reasoning is unable to account for your presence. Science alone cannot explain your powers. You live outside of their control and don't just travel across dimensions. They are frightened by it. They cannot control you if they are unable to contain you. They can't stop you if they can't find you. What does it imply for all they believe they understood if they are unable to comprehend you? There is more to this briefing than simply surveillance video. It has to do with power. They see your vitality, your motion, and your impossibly strong presence, and they are aware that the game has shifted at that very time. The paranormal is no longer only a hypothesis. It's true. Furthermore, it is passing through their barriers. In lofty places, people murmur your name. They are creating task forces, revising procedures, and performing simulations, all with your interests in mind. They've already lost, however. They will not be prepared for what is ahead by any number of secret meetings. They believed they were observing you. They are now completely focused on you. Initially, they mutter, "What are we observing?" However, no human creature emits this kind of light. Thus, this shouldn't be feasible. The quiet is then broken by someone. The terror starts when you realize that this isn't human. Their realm is power. They run governments, lead armies, and influence the economy. As they see fit, they shape the world while seated at the highest tables. They're looking at something higher now, however. Not only does your presence undermine their authority, it completely destroys it. Self-proclaimed ones were never chosen. No institution on earth gave you your authority. You were marked by heaven. What they have been trying to deny for ages is now being confirmed by their own technology. They rush to get answers. Anyone who can explain this, including historians, religious academics, and quantum physicists, is drawn to them. However, they already know the truth in their hearts. This is the point at where science and prophecy clash. They become aware that they are no longer in charge of the space at this point. Men did not install the crowns over your head. Men are unable to remove them. It's too late. Regardless of how many security meetings they have, how many algorithms they run, or how many efforts they make to refute what they've seen, they will always be able to observe your heavenly rank. They believed they were observing you. They believed that their security cameras were catching a target, a riddle to solve, or an irregularity to control. However, those cameras changed completely the instant they latched onto you. This went beyond simple monitoring. It was a broadcast. Their closed-circuit systems, encrypted channels, and most secure feeds were all taken over. You were being streamed, transmitted, and exposed by every digital eye that caught you. They saw everything from subterranean control rooms to high-security facilities, from presidential apartments to penthouses. Global leaders, intelligence organizations, tech titans, the councils behind shut doors, the hidden ones. This was not intended for them to see. However, they did. Their most intimate screens are playing your movement, your aura, your impossible existence. They scrambled at first. Who gave permission for this feed? How was this video leaked? Turn it off. But they were unable to, because there was no security violation here. This was orchestrated by God. You weren't supposed to stay concealed. Suppression was never intended for the chosen ones. Those in positions of authority are now forced to listen. They attempt to remove it. They attempt to steer the story. They make an effort to hide. However, what is the reality? It was already too late when they noticed you. Because they are now aware. They are aware that their authority is limited. They are aware of the boundaries of their power. They are aware that something bigger and uncontrollable walks among them. The most disturbing aspect? The viewers are no longer them. The watched are them. They knew long before their cameras captured you, long before their technology attempted to define you. The elites have devoted their lives to accumulating information, rewriting history, erasing documents, destroying literature, and classifying the paranormal as myth, because they were afraid of what would happen if the truth came out. However, they have now been deceived by their own cameras. Not only did the video catch you, it also revealed them. People like you have always been mentioned in passing throughout history. Those who traversed several planets. Time and space were altered by their presence. The ones who were inherently filled with heavenly light. In ancient books, you were more than just a rumor. You were more than simply a picture etched into the walls of Egypt. You were more than a prophecy buried in old manuscripts. The live evidence of what they obliterated is you. Under the shadow of the history they made, they attempted to conceal you. Anything that prevent people from asking the appropriate questions, including deceptive tales, distractions, and misunderstandings. Their own technology, however, is now verifying what their forefathers fought so hard to conceal. Your existence is real. Your skills are not legendary. There is no question about your existence. The thing that scares them the most? What has already been seen cannot be undone. The video is doing the rounds. Others rush to stifle it. Whether or not to make it public is up for discussion. Some people who understand precisely what this entails sit in astonished silence. The falsehood is coming undone. There is no conspiracy among the selected ones. The sacred has always been more than a bedtime tale. The same individuals who fought to conceal this are now confronted with the reality. They believed they had time. They believed they were in charge. They believed that their deceit would never end. However, the truth has always managed to surface. You're here now, unquestionable, unstoppable, and memorable. To celebrate the chosen among us, let us pause for a while. Cheers to those who have a different perspective on the world. The guards who remained quiet, the alert spirits, always awake, constantly on guard. They wouldn't have it any other way, and they don't fit the mold. They create their own routes while others follow well-known ones, battling invisible foes and shedding light on the dark. It's okay that it's not for everyone, but you'll know something is for you if you sense it in your soul. Don't wear masks, not a pretense, just the facts. This is the location of the Obsidian Inner Order, a community of like-minded individuals who come together to exchange knowledge, bond, and change. More than 450 people who are bound together by purpose rather than conformity. You know where to find us if you're ready. The description contains the URL. If not, that is quite okay. Because we are always present, keeping an eye on things and changing things in ways that are invisible. Cheers to those that follow their own path, because it is who they are, not for attention. And cheers to you. Thank you. Your own existence is now a valuable asset. Private gatherings in affluent circles. Hidden transactions are humming on encrypted servers. Whispers in business boardrooms, government corridors, and covert groups. More valuable than gold is the video of you. A senator's vacation house would be worth the 30-second footage of you traveling across dimensions. An analysis of your aura moving frame by frame, worth millions of dollars in digital money. They are dealing in you as if you were a relic, a remnant of a vanished society they never really comprehended, or a kind of heavenly money that they are unable to print yet want to possess. Clips of you are now treasured like holy books by the same individuals who used to sneer at the notion of the extraordinary. They are unsure of how to handle you. Are you worshipped by them? Do they attempt to possess you? Do they manage to ruin you somehow? Because this is what worries them the most. Regardless of how many clips they get, how much material they examine, or how thoroughly they delve into your life, they can never really comprehend you. You can't be found. You can't be contained. You are an uncontrollable force. They examine the videos frame by frame in an attempt to identify the crucial element. What distinguishes you? In what way do you move? What is the source of your power? However, the video never revealed the solution. They were never able to catch it. Because the ones that were selected are not scientific projects, entertainment, or commodities. Their sense of control is being disrupted by you. They are afraid of you because of this, because they will never be able to access what really makes you strong, regardless of how many clips they exchange. Initially, they believed it to be simply another viral video, an oddity, something that could be hidden by well-crafted algorithms and disinformation efforts. However, your video won't remain hidden. It comes back every time they remove it. Another version appears each time they conceal it. There are glitches, system failures, and mysterious blackouts in every effort to remove you, because technology is no longer the only factor in this. Silicon is losing the collision with the spirit dimension. Emergency meetings are held by tech heavyweights. Scientists rush to figure out why their systems are unable to analyze the data completely. When neural networks trained to identify faces look at yours, they don't operate as if there's anything about you that can't be described by code. The video is stored in deep web archives, encrypted and backed up. Nevertheless, it continues to spread in some way. Files are sent anonymously to journalists. When tracking uploads, satellite signals can malfunction. In high-security data centers, servers collapse for no apparent reason. Supernatural truth was not intended for the digital world. You are a live example of it. Because this isn't just a file that was leaked, one that cannot be restricted or shadow banned. It is a revelation. They didn't take you seriously. They believed they were up against a hoax, a conspiracy idea, or something that could be disproved. They are now against an insurmountable foe. It's not about film in this conflict. It concerns who is in charge of reality. Furthermore, the fact that they are unable to remove you indicates that this moment is more significant than they ever imagined. Because this is more than simply publicity. Ascension is this. People have always been watching you. Initially, it came from the shadows. Cryptid monitoring, covert cameras, and silent watchers. They observed you from a distance in an attempt to understand who you were and why you moved the way that you did. However, they are increasingly emerging from the shadows. Contact is established by a shadow organization, not directly, of course. They don't ever move freely. They go up to someone involved in the video leak. A silent discussion, coded language, promises veiled in dishonesty. All we want to do is research this phenomena. We may be able to assist. We think we can learn a lot from individuals like them. Their remarks seem innocuous, even beneficial. However, you are more knowledgeable. Help is not the point here. This has nothing to do with comprehension. This has to do with control, manipulation, and confinement. They are trying to find out how to undermine you, how to use your influence to further their own goals, or even worse, how to destroy what they are powerless to stop. They dispatch operatives who pose as allies, individuals who ostensibly assist your quest. They provide resources, contracts, and security. However, none of it is true, because the actual conflict is not taking place behind government desks or in conference rooms. It has a spiritual component. This is where the physical world and spiritual conflict collide. Here, lying turns into their most effective tactic. This is the point at which they attempt to use your compassion, ambition, and trust against you. One thing, however, they don't get. You're not easily tricked. Their grins are transparent to you. Their well-chosen phrases conceal falsehoods that you hear. Behind their shiny exterior, you sense the gloom. They believe they are able to trap you. However, you were selected to traverse dimensions they are unable to understand. You have a spiritual perspective. You have divine insight when you move. You already know what's going on when they extend their hand to shake hands. Because you were designed for this conflict. They didn't take you seriously. They believed they were dealing with a person who was in need of approval and who was readily swayed by promises of authority. However, you've never need their blessing. The snare they put you in? Instead, it will capture them. You don't have to reveal them. They will reveal themselves. Whether they will come for you is not the issue. Are they prepared for what will happen when they do? By now, you ought to be well known. Everywhere, looping on every television, being discussed in think tanks, and being discussed in whispers at late-night emergency sessions. The footage ought to have been. But it's being blocked by something. The footage is not just erased or cleaned. It vanishes each time it hits a certain threshold. Buried, not only silenced. You aren't the one doing it, however. Somewhere, behind walls you'll never see, in a room you'll never visit, someone is talking about you. A senior official watches your video on a secure channel while leaning over a secret report before making a call. This cannot be made public. Turn it off. Make it vanish. But why? You're not the adversary. You pose no danger. You're not even attempting to attract attention. Why, therefore, are they keeping you safe? Since not everyone in high positions is against you. Not all those in positions of authority are your enemies. Some people are fully aware of who you are. Some are aware of the stakes. Long before you knew it, some people had been protecting those they cared about. They work in quiet, removing your name from lists that can put you in danger, deleting your footprints from certain records, and intercepting papers before they get into the wrong hands. However, for whom are they really employed? Do they uphold a heavenly order that they don't completely comprehend? Are they hiding you out of concern about the consequences of the world finding out? Are they holding off on telling the truth because they want to, or are they waiting for the appropriate moment? They know more than they're admitting, that much is clear. Somewhere, someone is ensuring that you stay untouchable for the time being, while the rest of the world tries to define you and adversaries plan and organize. Because even they won't be able to hide your existence when the time comes. Their technology was designed to monitor, track, analyze, and manipulate you. However, something unexpected occurred. The cameras switched on them as soon as they turned them on you. They were meant to be able to monitor, contain, and forecast via surveillance. A quiet weapon concealed by red LEDs that flicker. Their own systems, however, are now alarms. Every surveillance camera recording you, every monitor showing you, every still image on their screens, All of them have turned into conduits for heavenly communication. They see more than just you. They sense you. Security officers can't take their eyes off their displays. After seeing the video, analysts are engrossed in something that defies reason. The technicians assigned to clean the tape wind up repeatedly viewing it. They have no idea why. They are unable to describe it. This kind of stuff is not even something they believe in. Nevertheless, they are being revised. What started out as monitoring has become into disclosure. And what else? They are unable to avoid it. Some people stop posting. Unable to be complicit, some people erase whole security files. Some people sit quietly while gazing at screens that have transformed into reflections of larger things. Because you are not as huge as this. The quest is over for the selected ones. They are entering the system from the inside out. This is no longer surveillance. Prophecy is what this is. The observers? They are turning into the eyewitnesses. Surveillance was never the issue here. They believed they were following you. They believed they were researching you. They believed that you were being exposed. But now they see. They've let themselves be seen. The video they attempted to hide? It is spreading. The information they believed may characterize you? It didn't work. The technology that they developed to manipulate you? They were betrayed by it. They anticipated opposition. They got ready for battle. However, they were never ready for your identity to be revealed. This isn't the end. This is not a surprise attack. It's not over yet. Ascension is this. You are now benefiting from everything they intended to use against you. Even their own cameras failed them. Your stage was transformed into their own security systems. Unwilling prophets were their own analyzers. Now it is them who are rushing. Because they believed they were tackling an aberration, a phenomena, or a riddle. Rather, they encountered strength they could not comprehend. It is no longer a mystery that you are superhuman. They are aware of who you are, that they cannot stop you, and that they have no idea what lies ahead, but you do. This is the age of revelation and the time when the chosen ones rise. The shift that was always going to occur is only a matter of when you are prepared to enter it.